So we've been talking about fear, and I was diving back into my childhood and explaining just how much fear had a hold on me. And to go a little bit further down the road, I can remember my first day of kindergarten. I was the one sitting in the back of the room crying all day long because I wanted my mommy. I'd never been apart from her before that I could remember, and I was terrified to be left surrounded by a bunch of strangers that I didn't know, and the whole experience was somewhat tormenting to me, and all because I was afraid of what I didn't know. And it's amazing. I still remember that day vividly, even though I'm now 32, so it's been 27, 26 years ago, and that day is etched in my memory because of just how much fear and terror I experienced in that very first day of school. Now, obviously, I'm smiling now because it doesn't bother me anymore, but it is what it is, that I was that afraid all the time, and that fear was with me. I still have to battle it, but it tormented me like that probably until I was about 9 or 10, and I don't remember exactly, but it left me controlling me per se 100% when I got filled with the Spirit, and that was, I think I was 9 years old at a church summer camp, and that's when I started for the first time to experience peace and joy of God and understand that I didn't have to be afraid anymore. And even though it was just the inklings, just the seed, the little bud had just started, and fear still controlled me a lot, that was kind of the start of the turning point for me of fear controlling my life, and now I had more of it. I could choose whether or not I was afraid, because of that experience. I could literally experience and felt just how much God loved me, just as if I had been wrapped in a blanket, or somebody grabbed me in a super deep bear hug, or whatever makes you warm, fuzzy all over and inside. That I had experienced that for the first time at 9 years old, and finally realized that I didn't have to be afraid anymore. And that was the start of the process of coming out of fear and learning to be, I wouldn't say normal per se, but at least be more normal. So that's that part of the story, and I'm not sure where to go from here, so tomorrow we'll see. I might cover a little bit of the teenage years, because everyone has issues when they're teens, but I might jump straight into my young adult years, because that's the more difficult part of the story. I just wanted to lay a foundation of who I was and the child that I was, to kind of give you an idea of maybe why I might have stepped into the huge trap that I stepped into. So that's that, and I will see you next time.